Hello, Dr. Sushma Singh this side. Today we are going to start block 4, Approaches to Sustainable Development, Unit 12, Microplanning. The previous two blocks dealt with various perspectives on growth-oriented development as well as theories that originated as a response or critique to those perspectives. Apart from these theoretical perspectives, there are some issues such as the need for community participation in planning and development, environmental sustainability, etc., have become a part of contemporary development discourse. In this block, we will be discussing some of these issues in detail. In a diverse country like India, the concept like decentralized planning has got under acceptance as it takes cognizance of the dimension of planning and local resources to be utilized for the execution of the planning. Microplanning or area planning has been an important component of decentralized planning. In India, microplanning works as a bridge between national orientation of planning and localized needs. This unit introduces us with various dimensions of microplanning, the aims, objectives, and concept of microplanning at the outset and the historical background of microplanning. Its needs are also specifically spelled out. The approach and strategy required for successful implementation of microplanning are also examined. Now let us turn to the first topic, the concept, need and objectives. Microplanning is a crucial aspect of development. At the outset, let us get clarify with the concept, need and objectives of microplanning. Microplanning is a crucial aspect of development. The first is concept. The term microplanning is used in many different ways and in vastly divergent contexts. In fact, the term microplanning remains rather vague unless the actual level of planning is defined. Nowadays, a more fashionable term, area planning, is often employed as synonymous of microplanning. In essence, the term microplanning implies multi-level and a decentralized planning approach to the overall development of a country. Microplanning is essentially a spatial development planning which tends to utilize all kinds of available resources, natural, human, and others to the fullest extent. It attempts to distribute the fruits of development among regions and social groups within the region, which can minimize the socio-economic imbalances and improve the living conditions of the masses. In other words, microplanning is concerned with the ordering of human activities for socio-economic transformation in super-local space in an agriculture-based rural economy as against the supra-urban space for an urban-dominated economy. In India, the concept of microplanning has emerged in order to maintain a balance in planning and development between national priorities and local needs. Microplanning as a development strategy got some importance out of a realization that general planning done at the national level does not automatically ensure its applicability at local levels, for each area has its own personality, potentiality, and needs. A successful plan, therefore, must be sensitive to these micro level variations while taking into account the limitations posed by national priorities, resources, and investment of funds. Now, let us come to the second point, the need of microplanning. In the development policies of the developing countries like India, the issue of social equality and balanced societal development has now come to the forefront. For this, greater emphasis has been laid on local level or regional area approach to planning as against the macroeconomic sectoral approach. It has been done out of a comprehension that microplanning in its true perspective tends to be much more responsive to the emerging socio-economic problems at various territorial levels. Microplanning is suggested for the all-round socio-economic development of a geographically diverse country like India against the single national level sectoral planning. Because the space in which the people live and work is real, and to ignore the space and its community is to ignore the basic reality of interface between habitat, economy, and society. The central argument of microplanning is that as resources for development are space bound, that planning must be within the spatial framework so that the human, natural, and all other resources may be utilized fully and benefits of development may be distributed evenly. It may thus help to overcome the possibility of any further regional disparity in fostering economic growth and development. In order to carry the benefit of development to the poor, to ensure the continuity of balanced growth, and to provide social justice, micro-level approach for planning was recommended. It was thought by some experts that micro-regional planning as such may take the planning objectives and strategy at the national level for granted and specially addressed itself to the specific spatial features emerging in the formulation and operation of a national planning in a particular region. Strategically, microplanning helps in fixing priorities for different regions depending upon their specific needs, and also for the successful implementation of the micro level planning. Microplanning is often considered necessary. Now, let us come to the third point, aim and objective. The aim in microplanning is on planning from the lowest level, that is, from the functional community upward to the clarity defined region to fulfill the need of local areas and ensuring the process of integration of the different areas with an objective to attain balanced regional development. Therefore, location of specific socio-economic activities and their interlinkage over a region or particular geographical area are the major concerns of micro-level planning. Micro-planning takes into cognizance the evolution of the spatial pattern of human activities without which economic, social, and environmental goals of the planning cannot be achieved up to expectations. It is thus put greater emphasis on those sectors which support the people of lower income groups, particularly the poor and the weaker sections in the rural areas, with an aim to offer them a better quality of life and ameliorating their deplorable socio-economic conditions. Thus, to alleviate rural poverty and inequality, emphasis has been laid on spatial type of economic, social, and environmental management through micro-level development planning. There is no denial of the fact that India's approach to development planning has been predominantly macro oriented, emphasizing national goals and priorities. Microplanning, on the other hand, was developed to functionally maintain a balance between national priorities and local needs. Here we want to close this chapter lecture. Thanks for listening.